Hey guys, coming to you tonight um, again, and I guess you could say it's like I wanted to do the last time. This is called influence. There's a lot of people influence you in life, and for different reasons and different outcomes. Um, my older brother, always looked up to him. I mean, from the get-go, he's the most intelligent man I ever met in my life, and was actually accepted to Annapolis on a calculus trigonometry scholarship, and the 68 hit right around that time, 69. It was all everybody that knows that time. He just decided he didn't want to go into the military, and the rest is history. But he always had a way about him that was just phenomenal, being the life of the party. And um, just one story. Scott posted early about a song he wrote and sang. I'm not sure if he wrote it for sure, but I think he added to it. It's called Bottom Up and Go. We were all at the Deerwoods, and he there's probably one of the phenomenal years in the 80s when we went up there. We actually took a Colonel Thurman up there with us. And my dad sold life insurance in the military on Fort Hood, and he had good friends and admirals and generals, not admirals, but generals and first sergeants and sergeant majors and that kind of thing. Well, we took a major with us, Major Thurman, and his brother was a colonel. And so we went up there and had a great time, and we all went to this place called the Wagon Wheel, and I'll never forget, we got there like we were college kids or something, like 10 o'clock. And so it was packed, and we're 25 of us at least, and we're all just kind of barged into this club, and they're playing unbelievably old, really good classical country songs, and no one's on the dance floor. Everybody's talking and drinking, and Roger's good friends with, kind of like my dad, he knew everybody and their dog. I mean, you go somewhere and they go, "Roger, what are you doing?" He go, "How do you know that guy?" I don't know. Anyway, my dad was that way. So we go in there, and the club owner knew my brother, and he goes, "Hey, you want to play your harp?" He goes, "Yeah." He says, "Hey, look, let me get you up on stage, and we'll see what they say." And so the band was kind of reluctant, but they brought him up, and they said, "Hey, okay, we got a request here for a local to sing a song," and of course Roger, always had a harmonica in his pocket, always. And so we get up there and we're singing a song, and we get up there, they're singing, they stop everything, and everybody's kind of milling around, nobody's paying much attention to it. And they go, "Okay," and Roger went by Snakeskin Review a lot, and so go, "Here's our newest guy up here who's going to sing a harmonica for you in Snakeskin Review." So everybody kind of went, "Yay." That's about it. And I was paying attention because I knew he was just gyrating, foaming at the mouth to do this. And so all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and I'd never heard him do this song either, he turns around the band. It could be a movie shot, I'm telling you. Scott put out a video of it, which would just bring the essence to what it was. But the difference between that video and this one is that Roger was out in front of everybody, and he turned around to the guys and he goes, "The key of E, see if you can keep up." And he came out with, "Mama had a chicken, Daddy had a duck." And if you go back and listen to the song, they put them on the table with their legs sticking up. You got to bottom up and go. And everybody went nuts. The floor was just jammed. They were packing in, they were dancing, they were doing the swing, and twirling people around, and everybody's going crazy. And I stand beside two guys I didn't even know, and the two guys go, "Wow, where's this music been all night long?" And it just turned the place upside down for the next 3 hours. And he played a couple more songs. So that's just how he lived his life. He was a party of the life. So was my dad, and they had their differences because my dad would look in the mirror and see, see himself, and then he'd look at my brother and see himself. So he didn't like what he saw. I can't help that. But anyway, so that's where they went. That night was just magical. It was unbelievable. And we all talk about influence and how people influence your life. And as you guys all know me, Jesus Christ has influenced my life more than ever. But the only person that's influenced my life more than Jesus Christ is my older brother. I looked up to him. It was just unbelievably intelligent, and he would do stuff like when I come in from school, he'd be doing a paper, and he'd have a slide rule, and in that slide rule, he's doing calculus, and he's got like 5 pages front and back over there. And I go, come on, man, we're gonna do something. He goes, no, I got 2 more problems to do, and this is 5 pages I saw. And I go, well, how far much you got to go? And he would say, well, that's one problem. I have 4 more to go. So I mean, you gotta understand, he saw things people didn't see. He knew things people would never know, and he had an intelligence that was just so, I can't explain it. There's no way. But that's how he lived. You know how he lived his life. I don't have to tell y'all. So you all loved him. I loved him. I will say that, like I said, he's influenced. I'm going to play a song that Bill Bevan and I wrote in college, but it was influenced by Roger Kirk. You'll hear him in the whole thing if you've ever heard him sing or play or anything. The only difference between me and him is he could do keys and he had an ear. I only can hear the key of C, and that's the only key I can sing in. So that's all I've ever played on a harp was a key of C. And just to let you know that the harmonica, when he gave me one, I go, man, that's awesome. I was like to play one. He goes, here, play it. Your grandpa played one, my Paul Ward. I go, okay. And I go, how you play it? He goes, just breathe. That's what he told me. Just breathe. Oh, okay. So I'd sound like a freight train and this kind of stuff. And then I went and saw Jay Gau's band and listened to him. I said, I can do that. So I started copying Jay Gau's band. I've never delved off into it and really got into it, but by his influence and listening to him, I can bend a note here and there. He can bend notes blowing. I haven't got into it enough to bend the notes blowing. I bend the notes when I'm breathing in. So it's a different sound. But still, it's great. I love it. I love playing it. I got away from it. And I'll probably play it every day because of, I want y'all to all know that you need to cherish your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad. In the R.B. Kirk family, there was just Ward, Roger, Bobby, Barbara, and R.B., my dad. And so as of last week, out of that family, it's just me. And you want to say why? I don't, because I know why. I don't regret it, but it is kind of an end of an era in a way, as just a fantastic family with a beautiful deal. And you guys saw the picture I posted on Facebook. One of those Olin Mills families where there's no blemishes, no nothing. It's just black and almost black and white. It really is, because it's got a little color in it. But anyway, I'm carrying on here. But still, it's really hit me hard this week. I'm really glad that he's not suffering. And I really am, because even before this tragedy happened, he suffered a lot. And so it was my prayer that he not suffer anymore. And I really believe God's answered that prayer. And I just, like I said, I'm gonna post something, or I'm gonna text something every night until we all can celebrate his life. And that's what we should do. We should celebrate his life. So that's what I'm trying to do. And like I say, cherish your mom, your dad, your brothers and your sisters, because out of the R.B. Kirk family, I'm it. And I'm blessed with a wonderful family and cousins. And so I don't feel sorry for me at all. But it's been hard for me this week because of that. And I'll get by. There's no problem. And when you pass into eternity, you got to be ready. And I've been ready a long time ago. So there's no deal there. But it's an emotional thing, and I'm an emotional creature. So is Roger. Um, and like I said, this is influence. And so, like I said, my good friend Bill Bevan and I went to college together. He's my best friend. We're the best men at each other's wedding. In college, we wrote this song because I know we've all been there to where you're expecting something and it doesn't happen. And we tagged that as sucker bait. So when you think something's going to happen and it doesn't, you've just been sucker baited. It's kind of like catfishing, and you're fishing with a cat for catfish, and the bait on there, the catfish, you feel a little tug, and then you pull the line, it's gone. So is the bait. Well, that was sucker bait, and he got away with it. So you're expecting this catfish, and you didn't get one. It can work the other way too, because he's expecting bait and you hook him, so he's sucker bait. So it can work both ways. So we wrote this song together. I went to Kilgore College, Rangerette, single. There were 8 girls, every guy, and that's where my best friend and I met. And there was only, and most of them were trying to be Rangerette. So there was only 50 spots, because it was a junior college. There's sophomores and there's freshmen and sophomores. So there's only 50 spots every year. Well, 300 girls would come try out for this, because back in the day, in the 50s and 60s, they actually had girls go on from the Rangerettes to be Rockettes, and I think a few of them, even in the modern day, made it that far. Because the dancing part of it was just phenomenal. It's hard to explain that, but I mean, that's where all this goes to, and it's a small world. But this is called Sucker Bait Love. It's definitely influenced by my brother, and hopefully I can pull this off without no rehearsal. But here it goes. Made love in the forest, in the back of a van, but there's only one kind that I can't stand. Sucker bait loving, that's what I'm talking about. That you wanna get some, you wind up without. Sucker bait love, sucker bait love. Sucker bait loving, sucker bait love. Sucker bait loving, sucker bait love. Think you're gonna get some, you wind up without. Sucker bait loving, that's what I'm talking about. Sucker bait love, sucker bait love. The kind of loving that you can't do without. That's all I got tonight.